Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Radiant Tale, continuing Ion's route, and we're getting close to the end. Probably a few more parts, at least, I would think. But anyway, after meeting Ion in the underground prison, we returned to Cheers and got Pashalia medical attention. The doctor Leon brought. Wow, Leon brought. I was thinking like brought to us, but then I was like bought, and like I don't know why bought to us was like I can't, guys. My brain is not here today. Anyway, the doctor Leon brought told us he hadn't sustained any fatal injuries. However, he had grown quite feeble due to his wounds, so he needed to rest in a different room for the time being. We then sat around the table trying to come up with what to do next. In the end, there's only one thing we can do. We've got to get the ring away from Avi and break both Ion and Luna free. But it's not as easy as it seems, you know? They're being completely controlled against their wishes. But we still need to do something to save them. Besides, I'm the prince of this country. I can't just stand here and watch the Intaglio ring be exploited like this. I really absolutely love that they wrote this tiny little chibi prince, but he's got the, he talks like a normal prince. Like, okay, in a fantasy setting, you'd think a 17... Okay, in reality, a 17-year-old would not be like this on the ball. No offense. Kiddos. But, like, seriously, none of us were. We thought we knew everything. You're like, I know everything. And then you're like, no, I know nothing. Okay? It's just the way it works out. Okay? 10 years from now, I'm going to think current me is stupid as shit. Okay? Actually, I might be at the peak of my intelligence. I might get dumber as time goes. There is a point where you just get dumber as you go down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, eventually, I'm gonna get to the point where I'm like, no, I'm just crazy grandma who, like, puts your bra on outside your clothes. Like 2 feet away from that. Good God, sad. Anyway, but like, you know, for a fantasy setting, Prince would have to be on the ball. You know what I mean? And he acts like that, and it's just... I just love the fact that they wrote him like, yes, he's been like trapped in this body and like basically in a fucking walking coma for like 10 years. And then he snapped out of it and he's like, no, I'm here. I've got the brain of a 17-year-old prince who like knows what the shit's going on. Like, like, is that realistic if you had been in like a freaking coma for 10 years? No, but I like that they did it because it makes him so funny. Like, there's just something extremely entertaining about this child not being like, I don't understand. He's just like, we'll kick their ass. It's fine. I got a plan. The shit? In that case, we should go after Avi here. Luna aside will be done for if he brings out Ion. True. Well, let's see. When's he gonna show up in public? Brady then tapped a date on a nearby calendar. Well, this is our only chance. Leon and Vilio's exhibition match will be held on this day. Huh. Avi will definitely come since Ion's there. So it's all up to Vilio, huh? He's staying in the prison now. I'm gonna stay here. That was what he said once I'd returned from Ion's cell. We were about to bring Pashalia outside at the time. Why? You're gonna have to fight Ion soon if you stay. That's exactly why I'm gonna stay here. I doubt the match will be cancelled even if I am gone. Yeah, not when he's already advertised it this much. But he's just gonna find some replacement. He won't give a damn if they're not as strong as a dragon. And then that substitute will be killed by Ion. Am I wrong? Couldn't bring myself to tell him it wouldn't happen. So you're gonna stay and join the match? And then as far as I know, the underground arena isn't that big. I doubt a dragon will be able to fight there. And you can't even exert half of your true power in your human form, can you? That's true. But I'm still the strongest Fey beast in the world, you know? He shot us a reassuring smile. Is that like foreshadowing? Like, not just because you're a dragon, but are you like actually like the last dragon or some weird shit? Like, I'm really the last dragon, that's why I am the strongest? Or is he saying like, a dragon is the strongest Fey beast? You know, it could go either way. I'd swear on my pride as a dragon. I won't let myself be killed, and I'll beat that guy without killing him. So you guys should just think of a way to save Ion.
Well, Lilio's given us his word, so we gotta do the best we can.
Yep. Alright. Now how are we gonna steal that ring? We gotta get him somewhere alone. Not to mention all the guards that'll be there.
Really, Lilio might be taking care of Ion. But we still have that Luna chick. She'll totally come at us if he gives her an order.
What's the name of the mystic tool you used to stop Ion before? Reliquia? Reliqua? Is that what we called it? I don't know.
It's a disposable tool, unfortunately. It's useless now. I've asked the capital if they have more, but they don't, sadly.
Oh, okay. Really hoped we could at least stop the seal, even for just a moment. Things aren't going well. A dark gloom washed over my face, but then Calivis began speaking.
While we can't get a mystic tool like Reliqua, I did ask them to look into the Intaglio ring for me, and there's something that piqued my interest.
It's probably the only child in a game that I'm like, I kind of want to adopt him. I'm not opposed to this right now. And it's just because it's like, you are just like an adult in a child body, and it's so fucking funny. What's that? He's more an adult than we are. This kid is on the ball, and we fell off a long time ago. I do like the main character. She does some stupid fucking shit, but like, all main characters do, because plot and girls are dumb! Seriously, they make all of them kind of derpy. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes they're sassy and on the ball, but most of the time, they're a little too dumb to function. And it's like, seriously, she's had some dumb moments, but overall, I'm gonna give those a pass, because like, my overall impression is like, I like the main character so far. But like, I definitely think this prince is leagues above us, intelligence-wise. I also think it's more, I mean, obviously, like, he's a prince, so, exposure to different things, but...
So, although the Intaglio ring has the power of absolute control, someone's actually risen up against the Order.
For real? We may be able to find a way once we know how to do that, and then she just for real like she's fucking Ryuji in Persona 5, and like, girl, don't do that. For real? Like, you can't. I can't take any character seriously when they for real now. Like, because you just see Ryuji in your head, and he's just a lovable idiot. Jinya took over when I leaned forward excitedly.
And this happened when the ring was used to control the slaves in the underground arena. Remember when Ion said there were usually 1 to 3 people engraved with the seal? And think about it. And doesn't that seem strange to you? Oh, yeah. If the owner wanted to use that ring to control the slaves, they should have just marked them all right from the start.
So you're saying the owner had some kind of reason not to?
Yeah, I'm guessing the more people it controls, the weaker the binding power is. And then there's a chance to resist the power. And this is just my theory, though.
I get it. Honestly, I don't know how reliable this information is. Even if the binding power weakens, it's up to Ion whether he wants to resist or not. We can't make a strategy by relying on something uncertain like willpower.
Agreed. It's like relying on the power of love when you don't know what to do.
Our only choice is to steal the Intaglio ring from Avi, then.
Agreed. While Anvilio's fighting Ion, we'll gotta hold Luna. We gotta hold Luna back and take the ring away from Avi.
He's a former gladiator, though. We're not strong enough to fight him. That's our main problem here. How about having Calivis use his magic and... Just like that, we worked out a plan to rescue our dear friends. This rescue plan's exactly like all the shows we've done so far, and it's unfortunate because you don't have Pashalia and his magic, because it's not fair to drag him along and make him use magic when he's like 2 inches from death over here. We make a plan, rehearse, and cooperate to make the show a success, to help change someone's future. We only have one chance, no failures allowed. Some of our members may be missing, but I believed we all felt the same. I'd said nothing was impossible if you wished for it, and I was going to prove it. Everything's going to be okay. We'll succeed. Ooh, back to Ion. We hit chapter 9 last time, or are we still in chapter 8? I can't remember. It's been a couple days for me. I was like, I tend to not, I don't record as much over the weekends sometimes. On the day of my fight against Vilio in the underground arena had arrived. Abby came to visit me in the underground prison. Sup, Ion? How you feeling? Not that good, unfortunately. I'd be surprised if there's anyone who can sleep soundly here. Speak for yourself, dude. You literally lived here back in the day. If you were more cooperative, I'd prepare a suite for you. Prepare one for me, then. Don't think so. Bet you're just gonna steal the ring if I give you a little bit of freedom. Ion's like, that's not wrong. Knew it. He saw right through me. I had searched for a chance to escape so many times since I had been captured. Unfortunately, Abby was more cautious than I had thought. It didn't mean there was no way for me to get out of here and make a surprise attack, though. Unless I could beat him in one blow, however, he would definitely fight back. I would take the plunge and strike if I were by myself, but the time's not right. Weird. Thought you'd be more anxious about this. Is it 'cause that Pashalia dude's escaped? Do you expect me to answer that question? Besides, I do not care whether you suspect me. It does not change the fact that I can never go against this seal. You got a point. Oh well, give me a real bloodbath later then. He shrugged, patting me on the shoulder. Have you seen the matches we're doing on the surface? You realized it too, right? Those matches are nothing but child's play. Show 'em what a real match is. Make all those clowns regret ever taking peace for granted. Let him see what we've gone through in this underground arena. Killing each other to win. Yeah, I don't... See, the people that you're attracting to this match are not going to be all of a sudden like, oh my god, they had to kill each other? They're like, yeah, kill each other! We've been waiting for this, we missed it! Like, this is not doing what you think it's doing, sweetie. Abby really is an idiot. Like, he's trying to make a point, but the people you're trying to make the point to are not going to get the point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to show those fuckers what they did to us by giving them exactly what they did to us instead of, you know, maybe finding out who they were, creating your secret villain plan, branding them with the ring, and then making them kill each other. You know what I mean? Or their own family members. I'm going to brand this guy with the ring, control him, make him kill his wife and kids, and then be like, oh, was that fun for you? Oh, you don't like that now? Oh, now you know how we fucking felt. You know what I mean? And then leaving them with this, you know, locked up in prison while they just like, you know, freak out. Like, hi, that's a really, I mean, I'm just saying. I've got a lot of evil plans, so we better just fucking hope nothing pushes me into my villain arc, okay? Because, like, seriously, that'd be way better than this. Like, hey, guys who paid to get slaves and fight to the death, why don't you come watch two people fight to the death? That'll teach you a lesson, old man. What? That's not gonna work. Dude, idiot. What are you doing? Knowing about this so the And again, you don't control Ion to make Ion kill their family members. You control them. Make them do it so that they kind of are aware that this is happening, but they have no control over the fact that they're choking their wife to death. Kind of like what you made Ion do to me. You know what I'm saying? And then they have to live with the guilt that they just murdered their family. And then you're like, see, do you know how that feels? That's how I felt when I had to kill my brother, you fuckers. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Jesus Christ. God damn it, Abby. Like, you flunked out of villain school, didn't you? You went to clown college. Jesus Christ. Zephora did not go to clown college. And one of you guys pointed out that, like, Sephora's outfit's more like a court jester, so less creepy than a clown. But still, court jesters are kind of in there in the clown thing, where, like, kind of sort of creepy sometimes. Still creepy. In the Venn diagram of fucking freaky as shit to me, clowns and ventriloquist dummies and dolls are, like, the big thing. Like, mimes are kind of in there, too. They're kind of fucking creepy. And, like, court jesters, there's an overlap. Like, sometimes they're fine, sometimes, like, but they still fit in that. Like, okay, clowns are terrifying, all right? Listen, I don't make the rules on what freaks me out. Clowns always freaked me out. They're creepy and horrible. Cartoon kind of clowns are a little less than, like, people clowns, like real people clowns. did I watch it as a child, like, when I was really young, and did this, like, scar me for life? Like, I know it's Tim Curry in that mask, but it doesn't make it any less scary. I'm not talking about the new one. I'm talking about the old one. That, like, if you watched it now, you're like, that's just Tim Curry in clown makeup, and, you know, still horrifying. Listen, I was also the child that after watching Jaws, thought Jaws was going to come out from under my bed and eat my ankles. Okay? And, like, through the carpet, apparently. Like, I didn't, like, okay? I'm also still the person, you go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, whatever, and I have to, like, lunge back in bed because if I stand too long, something's gonna reach out from underneath my bed and grab my ankles. New fear unlocked. You're welcome. Think of that next time you're like, you go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and then you're going back in bed. Stand at the edge of the bed too long. Wait. See what grabs your ankles. Right? Right? Now you're just like, fuck, something's gonna reach out under my bed and grab me. Why do I have that fear? The only time anything has ever grabbed my ankles from under the bed was my cat. When I was a child, she was under my bed, and I walked by, and she just like reached out, wink, grabbed my ankles, and it's like scares the crap out of you. But I don't think that would traumatize me. But yet, still, just you never know. So like, did I watch too many horror movies where like this shit's? I don't know. Like clowns, who knows? Also, like trypophobia, dude. Holes. It's not like that's more like the fear of a bunch of circles. Circles don't bother me. It's the holes that bother me. Not a hole on its own, but like clusters of holes. Fucking A, I can't even say it without wanting to vomit. Like, okay, let's look at pores under a microscope. I'm gonna vomit. Don't. That's horrifying. Like, no. Mm-mm. But like circles, like bubbles or something, or things on wall, like circles on wallpaper. Circles don't bother me. But holes, there's just the cluster of holes. So it's like a version of that, but it's just, listen, okay? All right, I don't make the rules on what terrifies me. So clowns are just up there in the creep factor. I don't have the physical aversion like I do to frickin' holes, but, no. I just ran it off the tangent of the fact that, like, look, I don't understand why I find the clown character the sexiest. I don't... There's some weird shit going on here. And that is for a therapist to unpack, but it's a lot of luggage and Here's all my fucking weird baggage. I don't look. I didn't decide this on my own. It just happened. Anyway. But anyway, Evie went to clown college, not villain school. Like, you got the wrong degree, sweetie. If you're gonna get in your supervillain arc, call me. I'll figure out your plan, because this one's dumb. I mean, we had to have some kind of a plot, and this is the only way to write it in, but still. I mumbled to myself once Evie took his leave. Although I'm bound by this tattoo, I've moved on from the past. But you never have, Evie. You're still hung up on it. I understand, again, the trigger rage of, like, Aless saying, like, hey, you can just forget about it. Oh, fuck, that was insensitive, but, you know, dude, come on. Give him a few minutes. Give him, like, a little leeway here. Anyway, a few hours later, I'm assuming we're Evie, because it's, like, or are we still Ion? Oh, no, we're probably still Ion, because it's, like, we've got the bars on the top and bottom. So anyway. Hey, look, the Grim Reaper's here! Don't you dare lose, because your opponent's a dragon! What a load of nonsense. I'm pressured by their shouts. I walk toward the ring in the arena. I could see a figure on the other side. He looks so happy! Hey, Ion! Like we're gonna have a fun little spar. The strongest Fae in the world waved cheerfully at me. Oh, dude, you look really awful. Did you even eat? I believe this is the first thing on your mind when we're stuck in this situation. You gotta love Vilio, though, because it's like, are you an idiot or are you really just that sweet? He's just that sweet. Also an idiot, but right now it's just, you're just adorable and sweet. Stupid, but... I mean, have you eaten the food they give us here? Tastes like crap, man. The bread's dry, the ham's like rubber, and the veggies are bland. Even the water's nasty. Ew. His little face. I've never experienced anything like this before, though, so it was fun. Now he's on the idiot territory. He's just swinging wildly back and forth. I see. You never change, huh? You know how to have fun even when things are bad. No, I think that's just the stupid in him. It's cute, though. And I still prefer the food you and Spacey make us, though. So, can you cook us that delish stuff again once this is all over? My expression hardened at his words. He made it sound like everything would go back to normal. I cannot believe you have already talked about the aftermath of this battle. Vilio, you cannot manifest your true power in your human form. So what? The moment this match starts, I'll no longer be stoppable. And this is your only time to escape. Run away. Now. I do not know what'll happen if you do not... I'm gonna smack the crap out of you for real if you don't stop right there, Kay? It only took one step and...
You slap him.
He closed the gap between us and a light punch landed on my chest. I was really hoping a CG of Vilio just grabbing Ion, like, by the... I wouldn't say collar, because he doesn't really have a collar on his shirt, but just grab it and, like, Vilio's, like, a foot shorter. Like, it's gonna look ridiculous. Everyone in Circus, me included, is doing everything they can to save you. How can we do that if you give up now? But... someone told me a thing or two about your circumstances. I totally understand why you can never have faith in yourself, what with that seal binding you and all. Please, trust your friends a little at the very least. Don't you want to live? Don't you want to go home? Vilio was right. For some reason, I felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders as I stopped arguing. And there was a way to set myself free, to not hurt anybody. And that way had been to kill myself before I took anyone's life. Well, okay, maybe don't go that far! Jesus! You also can't throw that in trigger warning late in the game. Don't throw that kind of conversation in willy-nilly like that! And there were some seal barriers who did take that path when they could no longer endure the pain they were forced to take. However, seal bearers? Did I say barriers? However, I chose to live in shame instead of following them. I had come to a realization. I have a reason why I want to live. And to think I still have desire to live, even after killing so many people. I am truly a disgrace. What? A disgrace? No, you're not. I think you're awesome. I am. Thank you for coming to today's match. In celebration of the Underground Arena's revival, we'll be holding an exhibition match today. In the red corner, we have the Underground Arena's legend, the undisputed Grim Reaper, Ion. I could understand if, like, Avi wanted to keep the Underground Arena open and it was, like, maybe more amateur kind of fight things. Like, okay, yeah, you and your friend can have a little fight and you do, like, a little boxing match type thing and it's not, like, A, B, or C rank gladiators. It's, like, common people just, like, you know, whatever. Or, you know, you do it as, like, a training facility or something. This way you keep it open and you have a use for it so people never forget what happened there. You know what I mean? Type of a thing, but not where you reopen it and you have people fight to the death because that's going to teach anybody anything. It's not. You know what I mean? That's like you don't go and open... Okay, I'm going to get a little heavy here. So you don't go and go to concentration camps and go like, well, we'll just start putting people in the gas chambers and that'll teach everybody what happened. No, we don't do that. They're there as like, I hate to say tourist traps, but you know what I mean? Like, to go there and see these places and see what happened there. You don't go to, like, when they have, like, oh, okay, you can go to, like, tours of, like, say, abandoned facilities or places where it's like, let's talk about the heavy things, the bad things that happened in these asylums from back in ye olde days, all the horrible things that used to be done here when, like, mental illnesses weren't treated properly and everybody was like, electroshock, ice pick to the brain. You know what I mean? Like, instead of like, oh, we gave people proper treatment, we were just like, let's just lock them up like caged animals. Like, you know what I mean? You don't redo those things to teach people about them. You go through and go, this is what happened. Let's not cover it up and pretend it never happened, that we tortured human beings and treated them like fucking animals. Let's talk about how this happened and why that's a bad idea, and the misconceptions around like mental illness that from back in the day, or like why this is bad. Let's just, just like, to Avi's point, let's pretend it didn't exist. Okay, you can't just pretend that this underground arena and the slavery and the murdering each other never happened. So, okay, I get you being mad about that, but this is not the right way to go about making sure people don't forget, and history is by making history repeat itself. The whole point is learning from history so that you don't fucking repeat this shit. Although, to be fair, in human nature, we keep repeating shit, and you're like, did we not learn that 700 other times has happened to stop being assholes? We're never gonna learn that. But, like, for the sake of this, like, Avi wanting to not, like, have everyone just forget and pretend it never happened, I get that. But again, doing the exact same shit is not helping anything. It's not what you should be doing here. Okay, so he is a really shitty villain because he's not doing the right villain arc that he should be doing. And if he just wants, listen, I don't want people to forget what happened because we shouldn't be doing this and it was awful and people need to learn from their mistakes, this is also not the way to go about it. Like, whichever fucking side you want to be on over here, Avi, you're doing it all wrong. God. I'm gonna jump in this game and slap him in the face. Stop being stupid. Did you want to be a supervillain? I got plans. Did you want people to just, like, not forget and remember what they did and, like, whatever, so you can have some justice maybe? Then, okay, there's a whole other fucking path to go down. This? Right down the middle? Well, this isn't down the middle. This is, like, so fucking far out in Crazy Town. Like, good God, dumbass! I know it's just for the plot of the game, because otherwise how would you, like, it would make no point if he was like, oh, we're just gonna turn it into, like, whatever, like, and you're like, this went nowhere, and there would be no, like, climax and no, like, problem to resolve, but, that doesn't mean I'm gonna nitpick what a fucking idiot he is. Like, doesn't mean I'm not going to. Did I say that right? Anyway. In the red corner, we have the underground, oh, we already read that, that's fine. Fighting him tonight in the blue corner is the strongest Fae beast in the world, Vilio the Dragon! Tonight we'll witness the most intense confrontation between a man and a Fae. Between a human and a Fae, sorry. I can't read, guys. We know this. Wait, what? Is the match starting already? Man, I wish they would have let us take our time. Where did you whip out a sword from? Hey, Ion, you better tell Spacey that reason of yours next time you see her. She's the one who's most worried about you. She trusts you the most out of all of us. I shall keep that in mind. But first, we need to find a way to get out of here alive. I will try to resist the seal as much as I can and slow myself down. I leave the rest to you. I could not even finish the rest of the sentence before Avi showed up. Time to shine, Ion! A burning sensation spread throughout my right eye as invisible chains wrapped around my body. Fog clouded my mind. My vision blurred. Before long, I felt myself unleashing my spear. Whoa, that's too sudden, dude! I raised my spear high overhead and swung it downward with immense force. Here's the thing, it kind of sucks. You came to see him fight a dragon, and you're, like, fighting a dude. How do we know that dude's a dragon? Avi, again, stupid! Avi, you are so fucking dumb! You promoted this as a man fighting a dragon, it's a dude fighting a dude. Sure, yeah, okay, you can claim he's a dragon, but I can't tell. He looks like a dude to me. It could be any old fucking dude that you pretended was a dragon. I want to see a dragon, motherfucker. I signed up for a fucking dragon. So, Avi's just stupid at this. He's just fucking dumb. Like, Vilio, he makes Vilio look like a goddamn, like, rocket scientist. And that's saying something, because Vilio's kind of stupid. I love him, don't get me wrong. He's sweet, but he's dumb. And then I leapt and thrust my spear, gouging the floor. Are you really resisting? That's some insane speed you have. Whoops! Despite his complaints, Vilio's smile grew as he blocked my attacks. Somewhere in my heart I was grinning, seeing him like this. Oh dear God. Fucking scam calls. I desperately tried to resist the chains that bound me. It's like it's intense. Everything's going to be alright. I did not really understand what was happening, but compared to before, I can still control myself. I need to look at the person in front of me. He is not an enemy. He is my comrade and traveling companion. Vilio skillfully swung his blade, parrying my attacks and countering with his own. Not a single one of my strikes landed on him. It was as if we were performing martial arts rather than fighting. After 5 minutes, cries of disappointment spread throughout the crowd. Shh! How long are they gonna do this? What the hell? Are they toying with us? Come on, Dragon, take it seriously! We've been expecting some— Shut up! A wave of flame danced through the arena the moment Vilio yelled. If you don't want to get burned, just watch and keep your damn mouths shut, you outsiders! I ain't gonna wield my weapon against my pal! Did he just call him his pal? Stop goofing off and beat him, Ion! Losing his patience, Avi then gave me an order. Gah! My mind felt like I was sinking into a deep ocean, and my consciousness slipped in and out. Finally, I lost control of my body. My spear pierced through Vilio's leg with extreme speed. No, Vilio! Damn it! I let my guard down! I slowly approached the red-headed dragon, who had already dropped to his knees. This is bad. I have to find a way to stop myself. Hopeless, I tried everything I could to regain control of my body, and at that moment...
Ladies and gentlemen,
The thing that's gonna help you control your body is Ginia, because he makes me lose control of mine. It's a crime we can't date him. You were waiting for that, right? There you go. All of a sudden, a cheery voice echoed throughout the arena. I love this. We're gonna usurp the show. Fuck yeah!
ladies and gentlemen.
A murmur of confusion passed through the crowd like a wave. It was to be expected, considering they were here to spectate a fierce and stirring battle. However, they weren't the only ones confused. Both Avi and Luna, who were standing beside the ring, were also confused. It didn't stop with them. This voice... Wait, is that you, Ginia? Like, Vilio looks so sad and confused. He's like, I don't know what's going on. You stabbed me in the leg and, like, what's happening? Even Ion and Vilio, who were in the middle of fighting, were in shock. Puzzled by the sudden voice, everyone looked around the arena, sorry. They both seemed to be in so much pain. They're forced to fight each other and even injure themselves in the process. Hold on a little longer, guys. We're gonna save both of you. I hid myself among the spectators, waiting for my chance. And just as the blonde man finished his part, I followed up as planned. Apologies for interrupting your heated battle. We are Circus, a performance group sent by the king. And from this point onward, we'll take over and deliver a special show for you all. What did she say? Circus? Aren't they the group that performed here last time? Yeah, I remember my kids saying they watched their show. Wait, didn't the Grim Reaper and that dragon take the stage back then? So their battle was a part of the show? Oh wow, what an interesting performance, boss! Spectators were making a lot of noise, wondering what would happen next. You know, this is fucking genius. Okay, see, now, if Ginia decides to have a fucking villain origin story and like a villain arc, okay, I'm just saying, we're all gonna be on his team and we'd kick ass at this because this is fucking brilliant. Avi, fucking moron. Which is why we got the one-upment on him. One person felt the complete opposite, though. She's here? What are they up to? Avi was on tender hooks as he scanned the arena. Hey, what's going on here? Find him and stop him. We are, but we can't find him anywhere. Apparently they put voice amplification mystic tools all around the arena when we weren't looking. Come again? Before we start the performance, let's look at the history of Faris, the Dual City. I've got to attract the audience's attention for now. I'd quickly studied up on the city's history for today. Steeling myself, I began my narration in a loud voice. Back to our little CG with everybody. There were 4 great spirits who formed a contract with the first king, Arthur. Among them was the founder of Faris and great spirit of fire, Valen, who was known for his violent temper. 1,000 years ago, a calamity caused by negative emotions occurred in Eshelita. A horrible accident with a fiend took the life of a dear friend Valen greatly respected. Great Spirit, in deep sorrow, then swore to his late friend that he would never let such an accident happen ever again. He thought having a place where people could vent their negative feelings would keep everyone out of danger. I hope if that was all in one sentence, but... Believing battle was a great outlet for negative emotions, he built a dual city with 9 arenas. And that was how Faris was founded. What I'd narrated so far was merely a story of the past that anyone familiar with history should have known. Hold on. Oh god, no wonder why. I was like, god, everything, the sound's kicking up because my freaking computer went from 50% to 75. God, no wonder why I feel like I'm deafened by the sound right now. You guys can barely hear it. Obviously his approach was flawed. Only a musclehead would think they could blow away negative emotions with their fists. Rumor has it he was made fun of by humans and fellow spirits alike. Took a look at the audience, checking if they were laughing before continuing. Nevertheless, Valen did not give up. He didn't care how many people ridiculed him, saying it was meaningless. He'd always tell them he couldn't think of any other way because he was a fool. Even so, he wanted to do something because he refused to let his friend's death be in vain. And just like that, Valen continued to build these arenas, never giving up. He let people fight and brawl to settle their disputes. However, he hoped that they'd all shake hands and make up in the end. Before I knew it, the laughter had stopped. Silence filled the arena as they waited for the story to continue. But what about now? What do you think about the match happening before your eyes? No one cares about how these gladiators feel when they fight each other in the ring. All you do is rile them up, cheering loudly every time blood is shed. Is this really the city that our fierce yet gentle spirit wished for? All eyes were focused on the ring inside the arena. Here stood Ion. His lips were bleeding where he'd bitten them. The tip of his spear shook as he desperately held himself back from attacking Vilio. Everyone was rendered speechless. Even non-magic users could tell how hard he was trying to resist the chains that bound him. When you talk about the ring. Hey! Did you hear what she said? I do remember taking someone's life in the arena is prohibited. And I could tell they're being forced to fight against their wishes. Some were confused. Others were shocked. Their reactions varied. One thing was for sure, though. They'd noticed something was wrong with this match. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been such turmoil in the audience. Then... Hey! You fools from Circus! Some nerve you got there, huh? Crashing someone else's show and saying all that crap? It's here. Abby then raised his voice toward the audience. Ain't nothing gonna change, even with that fabulous speech of yours, you know? Who cares about the Great Spirit's ideal? This is how Faris is these days. Intense battles are the lifeblood of the city. People love them. Part of our daily life here. You folks really shouldn't impose your ideals on us when you know nothing about this city. This is just like the Faris Purge. He made a wry face when he said that, and I opened my mouth for the second time. We're fully aware we're outsiders, but that doesn't mean we don't know anything about this city. At that moment, I was reminded of our previous show, The Gladiator Slaves. I think it's reminded of The Gladiator Slaves, because I feel like that's Avi's hitting point, you know what I mean? And Ion. Okay, we are in chapter 9 then, by the way. Okay, it is The Gladiator Slaves, good. Because I've seen it personally. I've witnessed how people are robbed of their life in this underground arena because of some cursed seal. Spacey. Ion suffered a lot. He's the kindest person I've ever met. All he wants is to have a normal, ordinary life. But that evil symbol stole it all away from him. His past, his present, even his future. I took a deep breath before yelling, half venting to be precise. I'm not as knowledgeable about Ferris as you all, but I understand Ion better than anyone. I can't just ignore him when he's suffering like this. Abby grit his teeth at my words. Huh, don't try to sound like a saint. Where were you 3 years ago? No longer ago than that. Oh, no, longer ago than that. Yeah, they go.
What's wrong, Abby?
Abby fell silent, his eyes downcast.
Thanks for the opening speech, Spacey honey. And now, let's follow the city's tradition and bring on the violence.
Ginny cheerfully said. The look on Ginny's face as he's talking about violence is like, you can't look that sexy while you say let's bring on the violence. Sweetie.
For those obstinate folk here who fail to understand what I mean, how about you cool your heads with this cold water first?
At that moment, cracks began forming, splitting the walls of the arena. Water gushed out with tremendous force. Whoa! Colt, where's the water coming from? Is it just me or is the water rising? Isn't this, like, bad news? We're underground, man! This is how you do a villain arc! Ginny is like, let's drown these fuckers. Sounds fun. If some people don't make it out of tight. This is more villain ominous than anything Abby's done. Abby's just a dick. Everyone started leaving their seats at once and running around in a panic. Okay, Abby taking control of people and making them fight to the death is awful, but, like, your reason for doing this is stupid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just went down the wrong path, and Ginny is over here like, well, if these fuckers want to see violence, I'll drown them. Jesus! Hey, hurry up, will you? The water's above our ankles already! You think I don't see that? The entrance packed, dude!
No need to push each other. We've prepared a path for you. And don't rush and get in line. Be careful on your way home.
Before long, the venue was almost empty. Most people had left in a frenzy. It's fucking genius, though. Like, we'll get crack, and then everyone will panic and leave, and then done. The water spread all throughout the underground arena, except for the raised ring.
All right, we managed to drive out the crowd without any problem. I'll leave the rest to you guys.
At Ginny's cue, let's go, Rady.
Okie dokie, here we go.
Rady and Zephora crouched as they drew close to Abby. And when the man wasn't looking, they sprang at him, suddenly attacking. We've got you, Ion! I hope we did. Now we have to have a battle with Abby. I hope this was just the, like... Who's others? Is it Abby? I would assume, because it's others, and I doubt it would be Luna, but let's go back in time, shall we? Rip. Oh, okay, well, anyway, right before Ion and Vilio's match was about to start. It should be around here. Pashalia and Calivis arrived in the commercial district. Okay, more like we're a narrator, so we're not anybody. I do sense the water spirit's presence, but I can barely tell with how many earth and fire spirits are here. Wow, we made poor Pashalia, like, come out. That's... Ginny really is kind of a supervillain. He's like,
No, well, it's fine. You almost died, but whatever.
Pashalia would not stay behind, most likely. If you were like, we're gonna leave, you should stay here. He's like, no. And maybe the spot's the closest to the underground arena.
It's all going according to plan, then. After this... You okay, Pashalia? You really should rest some more. Your wounds haven't fully closed.
I'm fine. Just feeling a little dizzy, that's all. I want to do everything I can to save my friends. See? Finding spirits' presence doesn't consume a lot of mana, either. I'll be alright.
Can I really pull this off?
Sure can. Here if you need me.
Right. I can't lose courage. Ion always believes in me, so I'll definitely do it no matter what.
I fucking love this child. That's the spirit.
Here I go!
At Pashalia's prompting, Calivis put both of his hands on the floor.
Oh, Earth Spirits, do you mind opening a path for the Water Spirits?
Back to me. Pashalia and Calivis managed to find the underground water vein. Even so, we actually had no idea whether we could lead the water to the underground arena. It worked. It was pure chaos with the crowd scrambling to escape the arena. As Avi tried to find a way to handle the situation, Zephora and Rady, in his human form, took the chance to attack him. It's funny because when they did the little, thing, Rady was absolutely in his furball form. Grab his arm, Rady! I got him! Yeah! Two men tackled Avi and threw him into the water. While the three of them were going at it, I rushed over to the ring. Are you two okay? Hey, Spacey! Some flashy entrance you have there. Give me a sec. I'll tend to your wounds. I moved in front of Ion. Put your spear down, Ion. I'm not the enemy. Seeing that he wasn't back to his normal self, I hug him. I feel like we should just hug him. Call out to him is one thing, but I want to hug this man. I don't know if that's a smart idea, but I would do it and then get stabbed. Good, we hug him. Good God. Yeah. You know, that's our last choice. I cheated after that one and I scrolled up and I was like, because the most of the other chapters only have a couple choices, so I assumed. My vision was blurry. I hear someone. Come to pick you up, Ion. It was the only voice that rang clear in my ears. What voice was it? Who was the person in front of me? Unable to tell, I could only stare at them in a daze. That was when I felt soft arms wrap around my torso. Who this is? While I could distinguish neither her voice nor face, the warmth of her arms is more than enough to answer my question. Thank you, Spacey. Aww. So adorable. Stop it. Well, probably I'm going to guess get our happy ending in the next part, because I doubt we're going to get it in the next, 10 plus. So he looked like he was in so much pain, but that pained expression gradually softened. Thank goodness. Relieved, I placed my hand on his cheek. How are you feeling, Ion? You know who I am. Indeed. I could not forget you. I cannot believe you actually came, and with the others at that. Why wouldn't I when I already made that promise? Honestly, I told you it was dangerous, but you did not listen at all. Frankly, I wanted to have a relaxing chat to celebrate our reunion, except we didn't have time for that. We still had a lot of things to take care of. Hang in there, Vilio. I'm trying. Sorry for ruining your reunion. I'm bleeding a lot here. I ran up to Vilio and tied a handkerchief over his wound. All right, next is... My eyes darted around. That was supposed to be a Rady, but I can't irk in a frickin'... Uh-oh. Don't underestimate me, you bastards! Do you think I spent all those years as a gladiator slave just for show? This is bad. His kick sent Zephora and Rady flying. Avi staggered to his feet, a weapon in his hand. What you spacing out for, Luna? Stop him! But... Remember, they're all bad guys. You're not, though! Everybody in Circus isn't a bad guy! Shh! You left me with no choice, then. The seal on her arm gleamed as mystic chains enveloped her. Okay, listen, Luna, I like you, but if you hurt one of my fucking boyfriends, let alone two of them, you're gonna go down, bitch! Don't make me stab a bitch! Is Spacey gonna have to choke a bitch? Because I will. Don't hurt my boyfriends. Forced by the mana within her, Luna dashed forward, eyes suddenly blank. Her blade sliced into Zephora and Rady. Oh! Oh no, we're choking a bitch! No, girl's going down! Drown her, Spacey, hold her head underwater. This is my villain origin story. I know she can't control herself, but still. My God, Spacey. I couldn't steal the ring. Oh no, they failed! Even though I helped Ion, it won't last long if we can't get the ring away from Avi. Can I get it from him now? Fucking Ginia comes out of nowhere and just smacks him upside the head. Like, seriously, guys, just bop him in the head. I could only watch in horror as Avi raised his hand with the intaglio ring. Your turn next, Ion. Ion once again ceased motion as Avi gave him another order. We're finally back to square one. This is bad. Vilio can't even move right now, and neither Pashalia nor Ginia are here. Despite my trembling legs, I forced myself to stand in front of Ion, blocking his way. I love the fact that Ginia's like, alright, my time here's done, and literally pieced the fuck out. Ginia, what the shit? Not that what was he gonna do? But still! Like, what? Dude! I wouldn't let him hurt Vilio when he was lying there helplessly. You know, they're a real piece of work. I found Avi glaring at me when my eyes flicked up. Circus, huh? Should have crushed you lot back when we first met. Ion readied his weapon on his master's signal. Ion used to live in the same world as me, you know. But then you had to go and change him. Tried to make him forget all about that painful past and move on. And again, moving on is not a bad thing. You're not going to completely forget it, but sometimes you need to learn to let it go and move on. You have to move past it. You know? Like, Avi, Jesus. I ain't gonna let you. He clenched his fist. Kill her, Ion. Throw away that pointless future. We don't need that in this arena. And, like, Avi, like, here's the thing. It's not like Avi was, like, beaten down or whatever. He had his own arena. He had a life. Like, and you're gonna throw away everything that you struggled for in the last 3 years because of vengeance. Like, dude, you are the worst evil villain! God! Goddamn! Really great aggravating villain, but so stupid. No. Under his command, Ion approached with his spear raised toward us. I don't want to die. It was the first thing that came to mind when Ion raised his spear. I didn't want to get hurt. There were still lots of things I wanted to do. I didn't want to leave Speria grieving if I died. If I were to list the many reasons why I couldn't die just yet, it'd take forever. However, the first thing that escaped my lips was... Please, Ion. I don't want to put you through any more pain. Ugh. Ion is a kind soul. If he were to kill me here, he'd never stop blaming himself. See, this is why. See what Avi's doing right now? Making Ion kill someone he loves? Right? See, that should have been your whole supervillain arc. Okay? Okay? Granted, we wouldn't be here, and it wouldn't be nearly as much, like, I guess fun. I'm putting air quotes around that. You know what I mean? Like, we wouldn't be involved. We'd be like, oh, we have to stop Avi from torturing all the rich people who used to fight slaves. I mean, sure, I guess, but this is more dramatic. But dumb. I'm just saying. More dramatic, but a stupid villain origin story. Going the other route would have been like, it's not as dramatic for us to be involved with that, because it's like, why don't the cops get involved? Like, what the shit? Why is it us? You know. So, I get why they went this way, but I'm just saying. Avi's still a stupid supervillain. That was why. I'm not gonna die. I don't want to die. I desperately reached out my hand, trying to block the spearhead before it could pierce my body. I closed my eyes, anticipating the pain. Then... the sound of blood splattering across stone echoed along with Ion's scream. Did he stab himself? Contrary to the pain scream... Huh? The agony I had expected to penetrate my body never came. Neither did the pain of the spear piercing my hand. Doesn't hurt? Seriously? Think you'd still worry about me when you're about to be killed? really are too kind. Did he stab Abby? I opened my eyes when I heard that voice. Guess that part of you is what charms me. Or did he stab himself? Oh god, I feel like he stabbed himself. Although, if you have a spear, you're about to, like, I guess you could kind of stab yourself with it depending on where your hand is on the spear. Your foot, something. Ion's lips were curled into a smile. He'd grabbed the tip of his spear with his own hand, barely holding it back. Bert Spacey, have you come to your senses, Ion? Pain'll do that to you? Ion dropped to his knees, breathing heavily. It'd be nicer if he could have spun around and stabbed fucking Abby in the throat, but... Meanwhile, Abby appeared shocked at this turn of events. Oh, wow, I never expected you to stop the spear on your own. What the hell did you do? Before you couldn't resist no matter how hard you tried. You literally bawled over it. Don't tell me some nonsense like it's the power of love or something. The power of love, huh? That's not entirely wrong. Something you'll never know love, Abby. You're basically Voldemort in this situation. His answer was something I'd never expected to come out of his mouth. Abby and I were too stunned to speak, both of us forgetting the kind of situation we were in for a moment. Although I used to resist whenever I was forced to fight back then, somewhere deep in my heart I had given up. I came up with pathetic excuses such as, I cannot combat the curse, or I've tried everything I could, I'm ashamed of myself. So you're saying this time is different? It is. My comrades here were the ones who told me to make my move instead of coming up with excuses. But that was not all. A light smile spread across his face as he put on his eye patch and pulled me closer. Aww. The person in my arms right now is my everything. Jesus fucking Christ, you cannot throw out a line like that. Thank God I'm sitting or I'd have fallen over. She's the reason why I cannot give in to the curse. Stop it. Oh yeah? You think the curse is gone just because you had to fight it this one time? It'll never be gone. Disgust, loathing, and contempt spewed from his mouth, his unpleasant gaze upon me. That faint hope of yours will be broken over and over again, just like it was during our days back here. Come on, just give up, man. Your suffering will never end if you keep resisting. What's wrong with making all those excuses anyway? Let me decide what you do. Just obey me and you won't have to think about anything again. So much better than going through all this torture, you know. Your wish will never come true anyway. Oh, get it now. What Abby described was the path Ion had been taking so far. His hopes and wishes had never come true, and at one point, he had given up resisting. He had simply let other people decide how he lived. However, that's wrong! To our surprise, a blonde young lady raised her voice in objection. Luna walked through the water, splashing and kicking up a spray. Her eyes were tormented. She must have been free from the seal for a bit now, after beating up Rady and Zephora. They got their ass kicked by a tiny little Twinkie girl, which is kind of cute. Still might have to choke the bitch for hurting my boyfriends, but like, I know it wasn't her doing, I'm just saying. She'd come out of the spell if we held her head underwater for a while, right? Well, come on! You do it too! What's so wrong about it, Luna? Besides, you're one to talk. Did you forget how happy you were whenever I gave you a reward for killing? It's exactly why it's wrong. I'm grateful for all the money, clothes, and food you gave me. But you never told me the truth. The symbol of bravery never existed. Papa died because of this tattoo. Did Ion tell you that? She nodded before turning her gaze on me. Forgive me. I shouldn't have said you'd never understand me. It was wrong of me. Don't apologize to me for that. Apologize to my boyfriends that you sliced open. They're over there with their guts and... Like, seriously, are they dead? Like, I'm sure they're not, but like, come on. Maybe go help them. I was the foolish one. I didn't understand anything. That's not true. Luna shook her head at my objection. When Papa was still alive, I believed happiness was something anyone could easily find. I never once thought about all the pain and suffering he had to go through just to make me happy. I was the one who killed him. If I'd only considered his feelings a little bit more, He wouldn't have had to die. That's not true, girl. You were just a child. Don't blame yourself. It's not your fault, Luna. Luna's legs gave out as soon as I embraced her. On the other hand, Ion's gaze was fixed on Avi. Life will be easy if you simply obey and do as you're told. I believed that too until I joined Circus. Spacey helped me realize there was something wrong with that belief. Even if it is difficult, the only path I want to follow is one I've chosen. Avi remained silent. He looked like he was about to argue, his eyes darting to Luna and I. In the end, he didn't say anything and put up his fists instead. Guess the Ion I know no longer exists. Every single one of you leaves me behind in the end. Oh! Okay, this is more an Avi CG than an Ion one. And, like, listen! You're not fighting fair if you're coming at me with sharp, pointy knuckles on. Like, no, Avi. This sure brings back memories, don't you think? Feels like we've gone back in time. Weapon in hand, he lunged. No, his hands are his weapons. He's wearing, like, brass knuckles that have, like, giant spikes on them, dude. His expression was tinged with sadness as he spoke. Now that looks like crazy face to me. I wish it'll never come true. Now when this arena's gonna be sunk deep underwater. So can you do me a favor at the very least? I want to see how long you can last against both me and the ring, here in this place filled with unpleasant memories. Wow, nice one. You can still move around on your own even with the ring controlling you. Too bad, though. You're slower than usual. Ion staggered backward when Avi kicked him in the chest. Ion, are you okay? I'm fine. Please step back. Avi must have realized he'd be at a disadvantage if there were too large of a gap between them. He'd taken a big step forward for close combat. Then, Ion asked something with a grimace. We might get our ending in this part because this is going to go over the scene, like... Avi, what is it that you wish for? Just some stupid stuff. Nothing but self-satisfaction. Told you, right? Ever since this arena was exposed and we were freed, everyone's loathed this place, treating it like some kind of stain on the city. They pretend this place never existed and even want to destroy it. And I get that, again, pretending it never existed and destroying it is not good for history's sake, and I can understand his thought process here, but again, every path that you had available to make wise decisions, super evil villain, or like, let's not make people forget, make them remember what happened here so that we never repeat that process, and that the people who died in this arena, get some kind of justice in the sense of, like, people won't forget them type of a thing. But no, you went totally off and left fucking field into Crazy Town, took some drugs or some shit. Like, what the fuck, Where did the blood and tears we shed here go then? Did all those gladiators and my brother die here for nothing? See, again, this mentality and thought process, I can get behind. I see what he's doing. You just went about it in the most fucked up way. Burning with anger, he slashed at Ion with his weapon. Ion tried to block his opponent's attacks with all his might. However, his reflexes were too slow. Wounds were carved into his body, one after another. I didn't ask for much. I just wanted to let the world know one thing. I wanted him to know the pain us slaves went through here. And by psyching people up for a bloody death match was gonna do that how? Seriously. My brother and other gladiator slaves used to live in this dungeon. Ion was slammed to the ground, hard. I bit my lip, horrified by the sight before my eyes. No matter how strong Ion is, this is too much. He can't go on like this. Looked around. Vilio, Zephora, and Rady were still lying on the ground, unconscious. Oh, Vilio passed out, and Zephora and Rady are... Okay. Luna couldn't move a single muscle, and Pashali and the others weren't here yet. Well, where the... Yet! Okay. Where did Jinia go? He just was like, I'm done here, bye. Not that he would have been able to do much, because he's now... Well, doesn't really have magic. He's just pretty. So, what should I do? Hey, why don't you just give up already? You're done for anyway. I will not give up. I'm sick of giving up. I might have done so if I were by myself. But this time is different. I have someone who's willing to help me, to believe in me. I cannot afford to disappoint her anymore. She's seen enough of my ugly side. That's it. My body moved on its own the moment I heard his remark. I wasn't strong enough to fight Avi. There's one thing I can do. I snuck around him when he wasn't looking. Hey, Avi! What? I jumped him when he let his guard down. I was like, are we gonna run up and like, ah! Just like freaking jump on his back? You little... You think you'll get anywhere like this stupid surprise attack? With this, sorry. I really hope this works. Reaching out, I grabbed Avi's hand. You want to steal the ring? Try harder, you moron. You have to cut my arm off. Found it! I pressed the intaglio ring against my skin. It hurts. It's burning. It's agony. This is nothing compared to what Ion's gone through. And during the burning sensation on my skin, I continue to press the ring against myself. No, wait, what are you? Avi hurriedly attempted to push me away. However, he was too late. The gleaming brand had already been deeply burned in my skin. What the hell are you thinking, imprinting the seal on yourself like that? You want to know how he feels that bad or what? You should have just... You should have just to... Oh, you should have just to... And he was... Okay, whatever he's about to say. Take your hands off Spacey! Ooh. It all happened so fast. Avi was sent flying by a tremendous blow. My vision swayed and whirled, yet I forced myself to look up. Because it's harder to control multiple people. That's why they said they only had so many. So now there's 3 people branded. He can't control everybody. There, I found Ion ripping off the chains that bound him. I knew it. Ginny was right.
Yep, I'm guessing the more people it controls, the weaker the binding power is. And then there's a chance to resist the power. And this is just my theory, though.
There were now 3 people engraved with the seal, including myself. The ring's power is growing weaker now that it's spread over more people. The 2 exchanged blows, but having regained his strength, it only took Ion 3 strikes to beat Avi. Spear right through the hand and pull that ring off. The next second he was on the ground, Ion's spear at his throat. It's your loss, Avi. He then took the ring off Avi's finger, and with that, there was nothing the redhead could do to fight back. You and your stupidly strong muscles. It's over. Do whatever you like with me. Very well. Ion nodded before turning back to me. Let us get out of here, Spacey. The water's rising. All right, we've got to save Vilio and the others, too. Can you stand on your own, Luna?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Avi suddenly opened his mouth as we were about to leave. You're not going to finish me off. I'm the murderer who put you through all this. The Grim Reaper has retired. Besides, I am the murderer here. I've slain far more people than you. You're just trash. Go float in the ocean. Oh, poor Ocean doesn't deserve that. I may be loathsome, but do you know what she told me? I deserve a future. If I can do it, so can you. Because you've always been smarter than me, Avi. Ever since our gladiator days. Who are you to talk big like that? Avi muttered something as he stared at the arena with a tearful smile. Like he still didn't really learn much of a lesson and we're just gonna let it go, but like, whatever, I guess. Right at that moment, we heard footsteps upstairs.
Hurry, get to the surface, guys! The water's rising higher!
Well, no fucking duh, but like, what the shit? These chuckle fucks come in. Pashalia couldn't have done anything, okay? But like, these 2 asshole, and obviously the child... Ginnia, what the shit? Ginnia wouldn't have been able to do anything either, let's be real. I've asked the water spirits to slow it down, but they can't hold on for long.
And save the chit-chat for later. Let's get the others upstairs first.
And with that, we picked up our pace and brought everyone back to the surface. Except for Abby, who stayed downstairs. Oh my god, we're still going with the scene? I thought that was it. Lean on me, Ion. We've got to hurry. Right. The moment I called out to him, Ion collapsed to the ground. He must have reached his limit long ago. Oh no. Hang in there, Ion. Can you walk? Oh, look at the brand on her hand. Aww. How adorable, him just collapsed in her arms like this. I wanted... Oh, stop it, it's so pretty. Huh? Wanted what? And do you remember when you asked me what I wanted to do? And back then I told you I simply wanted to walk around town with you. Ion murmured in my arms. My feelings have not changed at all since then. I still want to walk with you. I want to take the stage with circus and bring smiles to many people's faces. I want to enjoy meals with you at Lieber, a warm place I consider home. I want to hold you at night and stare at you until you fall asleep. Well, my gosh, getting a little saucy there, sir. The words continued to gush out. Most of his wishes were things anyone could easily do. It wasn't the case for him, though. He'd never had the chance to do any of them. His wish was so simple. I long for an ordinary life. I just want to lead a normal life. I want to do whatever I like without anyone telling me I cannot. I wish to get up every morning with a smile. I've always yearned for that kind of everyday life. That was the lamest. I couldn't hold back anymore. Taking a deep breath to stop the tears from falling, I pulled him into an embrace. I hugged him tight, tighter than the chains that had bound him, keeping his dream close. Wish will definitely come true. Okay, I kept trying to figure out what the fuck the noise was that I kept hearing. I'm like, what is that noise? My fucking phone. I obviously have a group text with my mom and my sisters, and then like now we have a group text with my mom, my sisters, and both of my brother-in-laws. And like that's the one that like it would constantly be the normal text noise, which drives me bonkers if people constantly text with it. So I'm like, I have to change this, so it's just like ice going into a glass, like clinking. But I could hear it out of the corner. I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? And then I was like, wait, is that the tech? I'm like, yes, it is. I do it because it's like faint. It's a little quieter than my like ding, 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 and then it's nonstop, and I want to chuck my phone across the room. So like, but I just couldn't figure out what the fuck it was. Oh my god. Anyway, our wish will come true. Traveling the world to bring happiness to many people. You know whose smile I want to see most? Yours. I feel the same. Aww. That was the perfect place to end that. So I'm going to wrap this part up here because we're like 13 minutes over or something. And then we'll probably finish it up because now we have no more choices. We'll get our happy little ending, whatever, in the next part, I would guess. And then, yeah, and then we'll have one part after that to do the normal end. So, 2 more parts of Ion's Route. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.